Hi everyone, Kristen Avalos here, and I wanted to make a video. I've been working from home and I've been watching a lot of great videos, and there is just so much amazing content out there when you're actually looking for it. And so I've been on watching a lot of Gaia programming. I love right now I'm watching False Flags with Richard Dolan. I'm watching Deep Space, which they're talking a lot about the hidden space program that has been going on since the 60s. And I'm watching a lot about um, the chakra system and planetary dimensions. So there is really so much information out there, but it is being censored. So we know that. We know that Facebook, YouTube, Twitter have been censoring this information because anything that it goes against the official narrative is not allowed. So a lot of people are having to really go underground and find workarounds to even be able to speak to people truthfully. And I just have to say that, and we all need to be thinking about this because it's like, when did it ever become okay to turn down someone else's point of view? It's just not, we've never stood for that as a country. And I feel like the massive scale that this problem is and all the different compartments that it contains means that every single one of us, as humans, as citizens of this globe that we call Earth, and as the citizens of whatever country we're representing, we have to take some responsibility here and demand that there's some accountability going on. And we can't blame another person for that. We have to take responsibility for it. And that is difficult to do. We want someone to find a solution for us. But the truth is, the one thing that you can do is to educate yourself. And if something doesn't make sense, then it's okay to question it. And we should be questioning it. There's a lot of questions and a lot of misinformation. And we are in a new nodal point. We are now, the North Node is in Gemini. And so there's this idea of duality. Duality exists. We know that there's light and there's dark. There's male and there's female. And this is not about gender. It's about the polarity of the planet. This is not something that we can discount. This is just is how it is. It's a universal truth. So we have to just know that there are many different perspectives out there, and to be curious instead of to believe that you have all the answers is the power that you can harness right now. Asking questions, allowing yourself to see other perspectives, because they all make up the whole. We are all connected in this whole. So I say this out of passion and because I do care. And, there's a lot of people that are, words have two meanings. And so people are saying that they want one thing and they're really meaning a different thing. And I don't know who is who, because it comes to, are you pure in your heart? And we all can go inwards, and this is all of our responsibility. And we have to face what we have within ourselves that might be projecting out into the world. And I think we all have to look at ourselves and really just voice what we're feeling. And as you can tell, this passion for me, I've been feeling a lot of anger. And anger is not something that is supported most times. And if you look back, and this is an exercise I actually do with my clients a lot, so I'll do it with you right now. Go ahead, close your eyes and take a deep breath in. And I want you to think of a time in your childhood that you were really angry and maybe lashed out. And just allow yourself to paint yourself this picture, because this is your unconscious speaking to you. And just notice what you see in this picture. How was your anger, or maybe, for you, um, it's your sadness, maybe your tears, or your just being an emotional person. What was the reaction from your parents or your family in general? And so this here is a key piece of why you continue to behave a certain way. This part of you was rejected. And so you have had to put it in hiding because it wasn't seen as okay. And this is an aha moment for you. And when we look at the collective, there's a lot of things. This is the Pluto energy that is going through Capricorn, the sign of structures, the sign of males and authority. And so, specifically, how were your emotions treated by people in authority, in school, in university, in your workplace? How are your emotions supported? And I feel like no one has been speaking out about how much fear is happening. And so we are not addressing the fears. So we're bringing this panic into, I mean, this has been going on, this is 2 months. And it really has been shown that this is nothing more than flu symptoms. And I know there's a lot of argument about that, but people, we need to live our lives. Our bodies are miraculous. Our immune systems, when we deal with these emotions, our immune system is meant, our bodies can heal themselves. And so we have to wonder why the doctors, why the holistic doctors, why these other voices are being suppressed. Because we need all of this information if we want to be able to go forward. And so it's not about, all of us as Americans should be very, globally, we should be very scared right now. There is a lot of fear. But we can address that fear every single day in the choices we make. Does this choice represent fear or love? And we have to really think about that question, because there's two ways to go with it. But if it's fear, if it has anything to do with fear, then it's not love. Fear is the absence of love. So I want to do some tapping with you to just try to clear out some of this energy. So we're going to start on the karate chop point. Tapping, before I get, and you can keep tapping right on this point. Tapping is a mind-body tool where you're tapping on acupressure points and you're stopping the stress response in the body. And when you're stopping the stress response, you can start to think more clearly, to think with logic and creativity. And using your intuition, accessing your emotions means you're getting to your heart, which is a very powerful magnetic energy, more powerful than the brain is. So we need this brain and heart coherence so that we are making choices that support higher vibration emotions like joy, like confidence, like peace. And we have access to this. So you're going to just repeat after me. And that's how tapping works. It is good for your immune system. It reduces fear. It is good for um, procrastination and all sorts of different things. So even though I have all of this fear, I still deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself. Even though I am so terrified about the future, I still deeply and completely love and honor myself. Even though there's so much confusion and uncertainty, I choose love and I deeply accept all parts of me. Here I am, and this is a time like no other. And I'm terrified. I look at the news and it's just so scary. There's so much emotion in the air. And I know that I have been feeling emotions too, anger and rage, a lot of sadness, overwhelm and frustration, panic and resentment. And even though I've also experienced a lot of growth, it has just been so emotionally overwhelming. I've felt alone. I've felt isolated and confused. This is the most terrorizing feeling a human being could possibly go through. And I honor that this has been a lot. There is so much certainty, uncertainty about the future. And I just don't know where to turn. And sometimes I feel like a victim. Sometimes I feel powerless and like I have no control. All of this fear, all of this terror, it feels like this has been going on forever. Sometimes this feels so overwhelming. And sometimes I feel empowered by it all. Because we really are living in an exciting time. And I choose to see this as an adventure in my growth. I am being called to step up and to speak universal truths. There's no possible way that you can deny the power of love and connection. And I choose to relax into this feeling that everything is happening for a divine purpose. You can't have light without darkness. And there is a lot of darkness going on. I honor that this darkness does serve a purpose. It teaches me the power that I have within me. My emotions are my GPS system. They're what guide me on a conscious path forward. I choose to take responsibility for my thoughts and my emotions because it feels good when I feel like I can trust in life. It feels good to know that I am safe and supported. And when I feel safe and supported, I can help other people feel safe and supported. I choose to release this fear. I choose to let go of anything that is not serving me and the highest good of humanity. I choose to let go of anger and embrace love. I do this for my highest good and the highest good of all. Okay, so take a deep breath in and breathe out. Just sit for a moment. I know there's that urge to do something, but just pause and really feel into your body and tune in to that message. Ask for a message right now. What do I need to know? How can I move forward in a way where I am being in service for the highest good? And really just jot this down. This is the important information. The most important information that you can get right now is not from any news source, is not from any video, it's not from any article, it's from yourself and being in the moment and tuning into the fact that you always have the answers and you have the answers. No one else has the answers for you and they never will. It's not possible. It's not how it works. Your inner guidance is the most important information that you can have, and you can gain access to it by following your emotions. That's why tapping is great, because you're connecting with your body, you're connecting with your emotions, and you're bringing them into this point of consciousness at the top there. So I hope this was helpful. If there are other videos that you want to do that would be helpful, let me know. But, you know, tapping is something you can do that is helpful for yourself and for other people. So it's a simple thing and it really does help. And this is the kind of stuff that you can do that, you don't have to announce it. You don't have to tell anyone. You don't have to risk being seen. This is something you do. It's a thing that you do for you, and it's gonna help, because when you change on the inside, everything changes. So I will leave you with that. Thank you for being here with me, and I will see you again soon.